Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Mary Lee. It's good to have you with us. Coming up in this week's top stories, Tzu Chi volunteers in Taiwan offer physical and emotional support to fire victims in Tainan and Nantou. Hong Kong Tzu Chi volunteers cook up a vegetarian feast for community members in celebration of the 7th lunar month. And in Malaysia, Tzu Chi volunteers provide financial aid to needy students as part of the Happy Campus program. We begin this week's news in Taiwan. Helping people in their time of need is something Tzu Chi volunteers continue to strive for. Next, we join volunteers in Nantou and Tainan as they respectively lent a hand to clean up a home after a fire and offer comfort to residents left in a state of shock after a sudden fire in their neighborhood. Here in Tainan, the local fire department is trying to run a water line through the front of the building as a fire is still simmering at the back.
The warehouse is in the back. The heavy smoke seen earlier was trapped inside. We were unable to tackle the fire from the front, so we went in through the back instead.
At around 7 in the morning, nearby residents saw smoke emerging from the building and called the fire department. As the warehouse contained flammable materials, it continued to burn for 20 more minutes before the fire brigade was finally able to contain the situation.
Buddha bless you. Your workers are safe. That's most important.
Arriving at the scene of the incident, volunteers comfort the victims of the fire. Thankfully, no one was hurt in the process, but damages and the possible need for further assistance still needs to be assessed. Meanwhile, in Nantou's草屯, Tzu Chi volunteers are here to help clean up after a fire. The fire destroyed 5 of the rooms of this traditional Chinese-style home. With its residents temporarily sheltered elsewhere, 30 Tzu Chi volunteers came ready to restore the home to its former glory.
We cleared out debris from inside and we found some iron and copper, so we separated them to increase their sale value on the recycling market.
Tzu Chi volunteers not only cleaned up the debris, but also rinsed clean the home.
With the help of all the Tzu Chi volunteers today, we were able to complete the cleanup.
I am very thankful so many Tzu Chi volunteers came to help me. If others need help in the future, please let me know. I will be glad to help.
By helping this homeowner today, Tzu Chi volunteers hope to spread their love and kindness to more people tomorrow. Staying in Taiwan, on September 9th, 12 families whose children were injured in the Body Water Park explosion in June visited the Tzu Chi Guandu grounds to share with Master Zhenyan and other Tzu Chi volunteers their journey so far. Before the families left the event, Master Zhenyan also offered some encouraging words in hopes it will carry them through the days ahead.
I couldn't get comfortable at all. I couldn't sleep. Every sleeping position was wrong. The scars will probably forever remind me of this time.
Suffering burns to 85% of her body, Ms. Zhang is still recovering from the injuries she received in the Body Water Park explosion. On September 9th, 12 families affected by the body incident visited Tzu Chi's Guandu grounds to share their experience of this difficult journey with Master Zhenyan and other Tzu Chi volunteers. For the past 2 months, the brave front the parents have had to put on in front of their children finally broke down in these fragile moments.
Every minute, every second of the day, my heart ached. Even now, it's such a heavy burden.
His blood would sip through the bandages and drip onto the floor. He said to me, "Mom and Dad, I'm sorry. I got myself into this predicament." I had to remind him that it was not his fault.
Listening to these heartbreaking stories, Master Zhenyan had words of encouragement and condolences for families, including Su Jiasen's family, with Su Jiasen the first burn victim to donate his organs and body to others after his death.
When the hospital staff pushed his body out to us, I saw my son's face. He was at peace once more.
在心痛中也应该要值得安慰，我们还可以来得及救很多人。还有呢，因为孩子呢，引起更多人对这一件事情的重视，尤其是捐器官
Hearing these heart-wrenching tales, volunteers could not help but shed tears. In the days to come, volunteers promise to continue to provide loving care to help these victims through the difficult journey ahead. Remaining at the Tzu Chi Guandu grounds on September 10th, Master Zhen Yin held a talk with staff members of the Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center and members of the Tzu Chi Performers Association, during which Daai News and Programming departments shared their experiences from the Nepal earthquakes and their recent Wulai cleanup efforts in light of Typhoon Saldalor. The Master then encouraged everyone to continue to generate a positive force in society through their programming.
In the birthplace of the Buddha, Lumbini, one reporter was deeply moved and saddened to see how little the residents had to live on.
People in Lumbini lack access to medical resources. As such, all kinds of accidents can be life-threatening. Whereas in Taiwan, we have many large hospitals and clinics.
Following, other Daai staff shared their experience participating in the post-typhoon cleanup effort in Wulai.
For those who did not see the affected areas, they cannot imagine how severe the damage was. While there, you only wanted to ask, how can we help? I would feel very depressed if this had happened to my own home.
Among those sharing today is a graduate of Tzu Chi University's College of Education and Communication. Having served at Daai TV for 10 years, she talked about how she has learned from the Tzu Chi volunteers.
I've realized a lot of things from the stories of Tzu Chi brothers and sisters. I learned one should not give up and must continue to moving forward.
People's afflicted minds have indirectly led to the instability of society. Therefore, the Master hopes that those in the media will continue to work to purify people's minds with wholesome programs.
Switching our focus to Hong Kong, in celebration of the 7th lunar month, Tzu Chi volunteers in Hong Kong have been bringing their message of vegetarianism to this Asian culinary capital, as well as asking the public to forgo the burning of Jot's paper for other more environmentally friendly methods of prayer.
Today, Tzu Chi volunteers are bringing a vegetarian feast with dishes crafted with Tzu Chi's Jingsi foods.
This Jingsi mooncake contains no sugar. It is a healthy alternative for seniors.
Here at the local Jingsi Hall, volunteers have invited community members to celebrate the 7th lunar month with a variety of homemade vegetarian dishes.
The mooncakes were really good. They were not too sweet, which I prefer. They looked great as well.
It is great being here. Everything has been wonderful.
For everyone out there, let's make this the first step and start with eating one vegetarian meal a week. With your help, vegetarianism can save the planet.
While in Hong Kong Island, volunteers held a blessing ceremony in honor of the 7th lunar month at a restaurant next to the recycling station.
The 7th lunar month is traditionally called Ghost Month, but in the Buddhist tradition, it is a month of auspiciousness, joy, and filial piety. I hope more people come to realize this and let go of their superstitions.
During the event, a recycling volunteer got on stage to discuss his experience with giving up meat following last year's sutra performance.
A study in Hong Kong found that for those eating out, it takes them about 10 minutes to find a place to eat. But for vegetarians, it often takes 20 to 30 minutes before a suitable restaurant is found. What I really liked about this event was it provided us with correct views. That is important, as correct belief is built upon correct views.
In addition to asking more residents to go vegetarian to protect the environment, volunteers also reminded the public to stop burning just paper in favor of using fresh fruits and flowers as offerings.
We begin the second part of our program with some medical news. To provide medical care to villagers in mountainous areas, Tzu Chi volunteers in Guatemala held a free clinic in El Novillero of Solola. Close to 200 villagers seized a chance to see a doctor, with some even walking for 1 to 2 hours to get to the free clinic. But first, we joined team members in central Taiwan as they hosted a free clinic for the homeless in Taichung City.
As the dentists and doctors check on their patients, Tzu Chi volunteers perform sign language songs for those still waiting. 42 members of TIMA Central Taiwan chapter and Tzu Chi volunteers held another regular free clinic at the Ren'an Homeless Social Welfare Foundation shelter in Taichung to safeguard the health of the homeless.
TIMA Central Taiwan chapter is very blessed to have this opportunity. We must thank the brothers and sisters who help us, letting us focus on providing medical services. What you do adds up. You're more mindful than the nurses at hospitals.
When it rained, Tzu Chi volunteers provided free haircuts underneath the canopy, while TIMA members held yet another free clinic for the homeless indoors. This young medical volunteer, You Yunru, came with his aunt.
My job today is to serve tea to the grandpas and grandmas. I'm very happy doing this. As you smile at them, they smile back.
Through the regular free clinics, TIMA members are able to safeguard health of the homeless, delivering warmth and care. Desperate for medical care, nearly 200 villagers of El Novillero, Guatemala, packed a free clinic. Some of them walk 1 to 2 hours to get here. As this 73-year-old man suffers from cirrhosis, his wife has to run the household since their 8 children all have their own families.
Take 2 to 3 pills in the morning and another 2 at noon. There is no need to take the medication at night.
Many female patients here need antibiotics, while children have dental problems. The large amount of dust and lack of clean water have caused much disease, and the government is trying to come up with a solution.
We have huge health-related problems. Many families don't have access to drinking water, and we need to work on this. This is a high-cost investment plan.
Some of the young dentists on site work their way through school, and they hope to give back to society through their services. As the villagers receive medical care, they also learn about the spirit of Tzu Chi's bamboo coin bank, which inspires people to accumulate good deeds 1 day at a time.
The third 5-day surgical simulation this year at Tzu Chi University in Hualien, Taiwan came to a conclusion on September 6th. We now join the doctors and medical students who participated in the class and the families of the 8 silent mentors who hosted the class as they send off these teachers who taught in silence. In the solemn ceremony filled with blessings and gratitude, 8 silent mentors are sent off. Zhang Wenxiong was a devoted Tzu Chi recycling volunteer for years. His frugal way of life won him the respect of his family and friends.
He didn't waste anything. He used anything that was still usable. After he passed on, he left many brand new things behind, while his clothes were patched up over and over again.
A 5th-year med student, Zhang Yuqi, attended an anatomy class hosted by silent mentor Chen Chuanxing 2 years ago and befriended his wife, Chen Zhu Baodao, who hosted the recent surgical simulation. Thus, he is also here today to send her off.
When it's about coming to terms with death, we young people are inexperienced. But from my 2 mentors, I saw their courage. I shall always remember that they said to respect all life and to empathize with my patients.
Inside an auditorium, those who participated in the 5-day surgical simulation paid their final respects to the 8 silent mentors who hosted the class.
The silent mentors and their families helped us bridge the gap between knowledge in textbooks and real-life practice.
Footage of the life of the silent mentors is shown one last time.
Though he has passed on, he continues to set an example for us and teaches us about giving selflessly. We really have a hard time letting him go.
It took the selfless sacrifice of both the silent mentors and their families to cultivate these future doctors who will benefit mankind in the future.
During the surgical simulation, we learn many different medical procedures. In the future, when I deal with patients, I'll always carry Mr. Law in my heart. I vow to always be a good doctor.
As the cremated remains of the silent mentors are enshrined, all students bow with deepest respect and gratitude and vow to devote themselves to the betterment of society.
In Malaysia, since 2012, Tzu Chi volunteers in Klang have partnered with the city's schools to ensure that underprivileged students are able to continue their schooling regardless of the financial difficulties they face at home. This year, 12 schools were a part of the project as teachers, volunteers, and school administrators look to ensure that no child is left behind on the road to a quality education.
One by one, students happily donate for the greater good.
I help to any people.
You want to help people?
Yes.
For the past 4 years, Tzu Chi has been working with Klang schools to raise money for student lunches, transportation, and school supplies. In that time, an important partnership has been born.
Tzu Chi adalah salah satu badan NGO.
Tzu Chi is an NGO that has helped many people and solved many problems here at school. The financial help that Tzu Chi offers can do much to help improve academic achievement and character.
Although there were resistance from the schools in the beginning, volunteers overcame it through constant dialogue.
If we can help even one student, that is a victory for us. So even if we have to work to overcome obstacles to do that, that is fine by us.
Although the work is complicated and at times tiresome, our group does it with Dharma joy, as this is for the future of the children.
Now in its 4th year, schools have come to see the positive benefits of Tzu Chi's Happy Campus program.
Whenever we encounter a problem, we call the volunteers and they will come. Even if a student is not on the list of scholarship recipients, the volunteers will still help.
Tzu Chi is really committed to helping the children. We are delighted to be working with them.
Despite the heavy administrative workload of the Happy Campus program, the volunteers involved participate gladly, knowing their efforts are translating into a brighter future for this city's children.
We continue our reports on Malaysia. We now take you to see how Tzu Chi volunteers in Selangor and Kuala Lumpur have reached out to 2 Hindu families in need of assistance. This family in Kuala Lumpur has been under Tzu Chi's wings since 2012, and one of the 4 children recently got accepted by the renowned National University of Malaysia. But first, we head to Selangor to meet a young couple who has fallen on hard times.
When Henry woke up one day, he suddenly had no strength on the left side of his body. For the past 3 months, he has been unable to work due to the mild stroke he suffered. His wife has lupus but still cares for their 3 children. The couple needs to take more than a dozen pills a day. This family in Selangor, Malaysia has fallen on hard times.
This family has 3 children. The oldest one is only a first grader, while the youngest is only 1.5 years old. To buy infant formula, they had to borrow money from their friends.
Sleeping soundly, the couple's children are not aware of their parents' worries.
Few people were willing to help us before, so things were more difficult. I really didn't know who to turn to. I was always worried about putting food on the table. My children once had no food to eat for a whole day.
Tzu Chi volunteers arrive with daily necessities for the family of 5, so they have food to eat, as well as subsidies for the family's living expenses and the children's tuition.
Thank you. Thank you, Tzu Chi. Thank you very much. I'm very happy. I never thought you would come help us. I hope I can recover quickly so that I may start working again.
Henry is undergoing physical rehabilitation at home and hopes to soon provide for his family once more. In another Hindu family in neighboring Kuala Lumpur, songs about universal love are being sung. Here, Devi is raising her 4 children on her own and hopes they receive a good education. However, their hefty tuition has her overwhelmed.
Because I want to pay for my daughter for university, so I have no money to pay.
The mother is devoted to Sai Baba. She prays sincerely for someone to help her. She never imagined that it would be the Buddhist Tzu Chi Foundation that came to her aid.
Since 2012, Tzu Chi has been subsidizing the children's transportation fees. Now that 18-year-old Ashi Rika has been accepted by the National University of Malaysia, it seems her mother's hard work has finally paid off.
I'm really very thankful to my mom. She has done a lot for me. Since my father left, she's the only one we have. Thank you very much, Mommy.
As the family's worries about paying for college tuition, Tzu Chi volunteers have brought them $580 for tuition, as well as their love and encouragement.
After graduating, after I've settled down, I'm stable, I've decided to serve Tzu Chi. I want to join Tzu Chi and I will help the other poor families who are suffering like me.
Good education can help families like Devi's change their lives for the better, though none of this would have been possible without Ashi Rika's hard work and determination.
At the end of the program, we joined Tzu Chi volunteers in Taichung, Taiwan, as they hosted a monthly aid distribution for their care recipient families at the Jingsi Hall. During the event, recipients not only received relief items for the month, they also received a free haircut, thanks to some volunteers. That's all the time we have for this week. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.